Hey guys, it's finally that time of year. It is show season, and it is the first show of the year. First time having everything loaded up. Picked up a new trailer to haul bikes. We got the Dyna here. It's somewhat finished. If you've been watching our Dyna build series, I'll try to link it. We did not want to throw the front fender on because it's been painted 2 days ago and it's still curing, and it was raining. So we're just going to run no fender. We're going to the show. There's some issues with the bike, but it's going to make it. So if you want to check that out, watch the Dyna series. We got a new trailer. We're hoping to should have enough room to put another wheel chock here and put the Road Glide for Daytona. But we're not worried about Daytona. We're worried about today's show. But we are on our way to Greensboro. We got a show at the Greensboro Coliseum. It's Full Throttle Magazine's first show of the year. It's their biggest one, and I love the show. I think it's their third one. We went last year. It was a really great time. It's a one-day show, and it's somewhat local, but load-in is the day before. So we took off today on Friday. We're going to go down there, load in, do all that. It's a couple hours from us. So we're going to get a hotel for the night and do the show tomorrow morning. So come along with us. Let's get everything loaded up, get to the show. And if you happen to be watching us for the first time, my name is Dylan. I own Wretched clothing. We do shows, I say all around the country, but mostly kind of like Eastern. We go as far as Wisconsin and down to Florida, kind of Eastern US and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, check us out online, wretchedclothing.com. We have a whole series of all our 2024 shows, and we're going to do a whole playlist for the 2025. This is the first one, so definitely hit that subscribe button and follow along. All right, let the work begin. We're at the Greensboro Coliseum. We've unloaded everything in our spot. Left lane was right there, and so we're next to them. They unloaded, we unloaded. We can't set up until we get our vehicle back out, so I just parked it. Now the real work begins. We have to set up shop and get ready for tomorrow's show. And the bike is disgusting. Alright, so we're pretty much set up. We had to run to Walmart, get a few extra things, and we got a little bit of food, but we are pretty much wrapping up. Here's our booth. The wife is finishing up. We are relabeling all our bins, doing a better job, and this is pretty much how our bins gonna look. We got the Dyna here, so we can kind of show off some of our products, and yeah, it's gonna look pretty good. But let's go take a look around and see what we have so far. We are next to left lane. They'll unpack in the morning. I think they're already ready in there. They're just gonna take their stuff down. Let's go see what we got. Now, as we walk around, it's gonna look completely different tomorrow because there is gonna be more vendors. Honestly, I feel like there's a few less vendors this year, but there's gonna be a lot more space for bikes. All this open space you see, and like going down that row and just all of this here, is going to be an insane amount of motorcycles. So what they do is they let all the vendors come in and pack in first, obviously, because we got trailers and trucks and all these different things, and we got to move a bunch of stuff around. And then once we get all our stuff in, the bikes load in after the fact. Bikes will be loaded in probably, I don't know, in the next few hours or so. But once that's done, it's going to be a long night. And what they actually do is they go ahead and judge the show tonight. So once everybody leaves, they kick everybody out, they judge the show. All the bikes, everything is done, completely done. And then tomorrow, when everyone comes in, the show just goes on. Everybody gets to look at everything, and then it's over. They do the awards and all that kind of stuff after the fact, or later on in the evening. They don't have to go around and look at anything, go around people, any of that type of stuff. everything's pretty much ready to go. Now last year I was here kind of late, so a lot of these people were already set up. This year I was here like 20 minutes after they opened, so that was a lot easier for us, but we did have to take a day off work. But we're gonna go around tomorrow and show you guys, because a lot of this stuff should be way more packed in, and there's gonna be a lot more to see. There's gonna be a gazillion bikes to see, a lot of cool stuff. Gonna be a lot of big wheel baggers, unfortunately. But that's just the nature of bike shows. Big wheel baggers, that's where all the money is. That's what's gonna happen. One of my favorite booths, Anthony Hicks Art. You can check them out. I think his website's anthonyhicksart.com or something like that. You can Google it, you can find it. They're on Instagram and everything. They do some of the coolest posters. I have multiples in my house. Go check them out. These people are pretty much already set up back here. Bunch of bikes. We were set up next to them last year, and about every 30 minutes they had to turn their audio on and just blow the speakers out of everything. So I mean, I'm kind of glad I'm not right next to them now. But a bunch of already very custom motorcycles. Like I said, tomorrow this place is going to be filled with a lot of stuff. I see a really nice FXR. Let's go check that out. Very nice FXR convertible. Alright, that's pretty much a wrap. We're gonna go back to the hotel. We're gonna go back to the hotel, kind of freshen up. We're gonna meet Left Lane at K-Pop or something. I don't know. Korean barbecue restaurant. Never been. We're gonna see how that goes. See what the room looks like. Oh, the wife's probably mad. You coming?
I literally can't move, sir.
Alright, all washed up, looking halfway decent. Wife's looking a lot better than I am. But we're headed to K-Pop, meet up with everybody, and eat some food I've never ate before. I think you gotta cook it yourself. Huge ripoff as far as I'm concerned. But you know what? It's a culture thing, so let's go get cultured. Alright, I got Jay from Left Lane cooking my dinner, because I don't know what in the world I'm doing. He's got me at these fancy places. We gotta make our own sausage, make our own dinner, so we're gonna figure it out. Alright, morning of the show. Time to go get some breakfast. Having waffles this morning. Not gonna lie, not a big selection on the breakfast bar. They had nothing like hot. Basically either waffles, muffins, or just sandwiches that you could warm up. Not your normal hotel breakfast. Alright, after a subpar breakfast, not having anything hot is kind of weird today's age, because they had like a big breakfast area. It's a little strange, but time to get to the venue and start our very long day. Alright, time to get the booth open, get things started, get things moving, and then we'll go check out the show. Somebody put their bike in my booth. Alright, so the show just opened up its doors to everybody. Let's go walk around and see what we can find so far. The floor is full of all the bikes from last year, or from yesterday. Got a lot of bikes. I will say, I think there was more bikes last year, and there was definitely more vendors. But what I've seen this year is these custom shops are just taking up way more space. They didn't do that last year. There was more vendors and more just individual bikes kind of sprawled throughout the event. Let's walk around and see if we can't find some. I already saw a road light this morning that I thought was absolutely awesome. Let's go check some bikes out. When you do it a little too hard for Dale. Found found a bagger with my same paint scheme. It's a really sweet bike though. It's actually a Road King with a road black trim. 2013. A lot of cool stuff. We'll look around a little more, but probably need to get back to the booth. Wife might be a little mad. Been hanging out for a little bit. Alright, we got away from the booth again. The music's kind of loud, but we're gonna go look at some bikes. Everyone's trying to leave and of course get nowhere, but that's a wrap for the show. Had a good time. We're gonna pack up and we'll catch up with you in a minute. This is the worst part. We got a lot of work to do and then we got like a 2-hour drive home. All right, show's over. We're all packed up. We're at a gas station maybe like 20 minutes away. Got the bike on there, checking straps and getting gas.
Shop here,
now we can
call part 1, shop, telephone call part 1.
Telephone call. We'll get a little bite to eat and get on the road. All right, unfortunately, more fast food, but that's life on the road. We're gonna eat and we're gonna go home. It's been fun, but we'll catch up in a minute. Well guys, we made it home last night and it was a great show. Everything turned out well. The bike is in one piece, no disaster with the trailer. Everything's good. And yeah, so a good wrap up to the first show of the season. Now overall, this show was a huge success, as it pretty much figured it would be. It's our second year, so since it is our second year, we kind of knew what to expect and everything went a lot smoother. The show was great and super excited for next year. Hopefully they'll have another one. I heard there was a little discrepancy with the venue. The venue's changed owners, and I guess they didn't quite understand what putting a bunch of bikers together in a enclosed space would be. But hopefully all that is taken care of, and next year we can have another good show. Even if it gets moved or even if we have it there, I think it's a good place, as long as everyone's happy and everything works out. The biggest problem, you have two main problems there. One, you have bikes that want to play their music and show off their radios while there's a band on stage, which is stupid, but it is what it is. That gets annoying. And then two, awards take a little while, and near the end, everyone that is pretty much figuring they're not gonna win or haven't won, and they're just flooding the door to get out with their bikes. They're just clogging up the space, which is whatever. I got a breakdown, so it doesn't really matter to me. But then the second that door opens, every motorcycle in that place cranks up, because they don't understand, they don't care, whatever. You have CO2 come in there, and it's going to make it hard for people to breathe. And then you got to be careful, because at a certain point, the fire alarm or sprinklers may go off if you have way too much exhaust fumes and all that different stuff, and you can't tell people nothing. So that's like the worst part of ending the show, is everybody wants to leave, and when it's that big of a show, it just turns into a cluster. But again, this is our second time. We knew what to expect, and I'm not going to be the one running out the door, so I totally understand. I do want to give a huge shout out to everybody who came by the booth, checked out the bike, even though she's not done, and just come by to say, hey, I got to meet some people for the first time that we only talk on the internet, and got to chat, hang out, have a great time. I want to say I appreciate every single one of you. It was awesome. Kickoff to show season 2025. Again, if you want to check out last year and see where we went, there's a whole playlist for show season 2024, and this will be the start of the playlist for 2025. We got a couple weeks, and then we're going to Wisconsin, and then the exact week after, we're going to Daytona. So we're getting busy. We got a lot of stuff coming up in the future, talking with people to do different shows, more shows. We'll see what happens. A couple shows got canceled, so just follow along. If you made it this far, you're a real one. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And as always, keep it wretched.